Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, and tonight we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to bring on my wife, Katie. Here she is.
Hello.
She knows nothing about sports, so this should be very interesting to see. Got a few different things lined up here. Going to go over some things that happened this past week in sports, and then I'm going to have a little bit of fun with Katie here just to see if see her knowledge, just to show you. She really doesn't know much about sports at all.
I know a little bit.
Well,
you gotta give me some credit now.
Well, okay. So I asked her, I was like, all right, I'm going to bring you on here. And I was like, can you name 5 current Reds players? So I asked her, and she said...
I said McLean.
Matt McLean's one, yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz.
Okay, that's easy.
Freakle.
Yep, TJ Friedel's another
that one. Now who did I remember earlier? Okay, I know a little bit. Very, very little. But I do know some.
Her all-time favorite player,
Stevenson, though.
Tyler Stevenson, yeah.
He is not my favorite player.
Her all-time favorite player was Tucker Barnhart.
Mm-hmm.
We have a dog named Tucker
mm-hmm.
that we named after Tucker Barnhart because she was such a huge Tucker Barnhart fan.
Mm-hmm. Still am.
Even though he no longer plays for the Reds.
Unfortunately.
But
maybe they'll smarten up and put him back on.
They won't. He's about out of his prime there. They've Jose Trevino has been pretty good for him this year as a backup catcher, so I think they'll stick with that.
You cannot tell me that there is a better catcher out there than Tucker Barnhart because he can get people out. Nobody likes to steal on him because he can get them out.
He was a very good defensive catcher, and when you had Brandon Phillips out there too at second base, and they could throw down to him and throw people out, and Joey Votto. I mean, they had some fun teams back then.
Mm-hmm.
But Tucker Barnhart wasn't the best offensive catcher. So this past week, the Reds had a big debut. This past week on Tuesday night, they brought up rookie pitcher Chase Burns. He's flown through the minor leagues. He's not even been out of the minor leagues for a full year yet. They brought him up to face the New York Yankees. Now, you've heard of the New York Yankees, right? I
have heard of them.
The New York Yankees in his very first start. The New York Yankees. And he struck out the first 3 batters, including Aaron Judge. Then he struck out the next 2 in the inning. So he struck out 5 batters to begin the game to start his career. And then he ran into a little bit of trouble, but he struck out the next batter, so he had 6 strikeouts through 2 innings.
Is that the one you said threw almost a perfect?
No. Well, we'll get to that one here in a minute.
Okay.
They've had a good week pitching-wise. But Chase Burns, his first start, you couldn't ask for anything better from the rookie. A guy that just was in college last year, and now he's out here in the major leagues facing the New York Yankees. Like, talk about throwing it to the fire the very first game.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and he pitched pretty good till the 4th inning. He ran into a little bit of trouble, but the Reds ended up getting the win that day, which was good for him. And then last night, as you mentioned there, Nick Martinez, Cincinnati Red, he gave up 7 runs the last time he pitched. Last night, he didn't give up a hit until the 9th inning. He had went 8 innings, no hit baseball. And I don't even know if that was the best story of it all because there was a guy, you might have heard of this one, Spencer Steer.
Oh, yeah, I got that one before.
Spencer Steer, 3 home run night last night for the Reds. If he would have hit one more, he would have tied the record. And if they said it was the first time since 1961 that a pitcher for the same team took a no-hitter into the 9th inning and a player hit 3 home runs. Never before has a player hit 4 home runs and a no-hitter been hit in the same game. So they almost made history last night because of that. I mean, I guess they kind of did since 1961. But they ended up winning the game last night 8-1. Today, they were ahead 3-0, and they had Andrew Abbott. Have you heard of Andrew Abbott?
Yes, I've heard of you. You've said his name.
Andrew Abbott with the mustache and everything. He's going to be an all-star this year. He should be. He pitched pretty good, 5 innings, give up a run. The Reds were ahead 3-0 in that game. They were ahead 4-3, and they end up losing 6-4 to the Padres today. A very disappointing loss. They should have won that game. They lost it. But Andrew Abbott, another lefty there.
I'm a left-handed person.
Yeah, she's a lefty. Have you heard of Hunter Green?
Yeah.
Okay, he's also a pitcher on the Reds. Not pitching right now, but the Reds finish tomorrow against the Padres for their final game of that series. Yeah, that series. And they're 2.5 back from the wild card. So I mean, looking pretty good so far from the wild card.
I guess.
Hall of Famer Dave Parker died today. Do you know who that is?
Who?
Future Hall. Well, I mean, I guess he's getting inducted this year. Dave Parker. You heard of him?
Well, how can they induct him when he's dead?
Well, they actually, you can be inducted after you pass away. It's not a you have to be alive to be in the Hall of Fame thing. They may let Pete Rose in. You heard of Pete Rose?
Yeah.
She knows Pete Rose. Of course, she knows Pete Rose.
Yes.
But they let him in. They just voted him in this past year, and he's supposed to get inducted. The ceremony, have a speech and everything next month. He ended up passing away. He's played for the Pirates, won a World Series with the Pirates, played for the Reds for a few years, but this was all back before my time. So if it's back before my time, it's back before your time. I know that. But that was a little bit of news there today. The Pirates still are bad. Hey, Gage. Everything's going all right over there. But yeah, they've not been so good here lately. But yeah. Other things that's happened this past week, the NBA draft. Are you aware of the NBA draft happened this week?
That's basketball, right?
That's basketball.
Yeah. Wasn't it on TV when we were
It was on TV. Yeah, we watched a little bit
One
of it.
of the guys was crying. That's what I remember of it. That's all.
There was a few tears on here. You're thinking that we watched Malawak, I think it was.
Yeah.
He was from somewhere, Ghana, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he got picked. He didn't start playing until he was 13. 7'2".
Yeah, he was a late bloomer, they said.
Yeah, and now he's an NBA draft pick, going to be a multi-millionaire. Do you know who the number one pick in the draft was?
No, I do not.
Number one pick was to the Mavericks, and they picked Cooper Flagg. Heard of Cooper Flagg?
No.
Played at Duke. He played Kentucky this year.
Did he play Kentucky this year?
He played Kentucky. We're back.
We're
Go
back.
away. Every week this happens on me. Anyways, so yeah, Ace Bailey said he didn't want to be drafted by the Jazz. The Jazz were like, you know what? We don't care. We're drafting you anyways. And he has not shown up to. He's not been heard from the Jazz since the draft, which is really strange.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's really strange not to hear from the team that you're drafted from. But I mean, I guess he did warn them. Hey, we're not going to. We're not going to listen to what the fan what he says. We think this is what's best for us. And, there's nothing much to do in Utah, I don't think. So I mean, he could stay out of trouble out there playing in Utah,
Yeah,
right? What do you know about Utah?
What do I know about Utah?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's got pretty land.
It's got pretty land, yeah.
But besides that, nothing.
A lot of Mormons out in that area. BYU, yeah, that's where the Mormons.
Show.
Yeah. So that was that, and let's see what else. Oh, Derek Queen went to the New Orleans Pelicans. Have you heard of Derek Queen?
No, I'm not.
Have you heard of Zion Williamson?
Yes.
Okay, so Zion Williamson's kind of a bigger guy, right?
Yeah.
They said that when they drafted, he plays for the Pelicans. Okay. So they said when the Pelicans drafted Derek Queen, he got excited. You know why? Because he thought he said Dairy Queen.
You and your dad jokes.
Walter Clayton Jr. Have you heard of him?
What, Walton?
Walter Clayton Jr.
Walter. No. So that must have been the second one. He must have a dad?
He must have a dad. I'm not real familiar with Mr. Walter Clayton Sr., but Walter Clayton Jr. Was a national champion for the Florida Gators this past year. He got drafted number 18 in this draft to the Wizards.
Wizards?
The Wizards.
Where are they from?
Washington.
State or D.C.?
That would be D.C. Kobe Bryant, as we mentioned, he got drafted by the Warriors, but traded. Oh man, where'd he get traded to? Oh, I don't know. He got traded. It says he got drafted by the Warriors. I thought it was the Suns. Maybe it wasn't. And Amari Williams is going to Boston.
So they get drafted and then they trade them. Then why do you draft them in the first place?
So the funny thing is with this, usually the team that is making the trade will request somebody to draft a player because they've already made a trade. So they're like, you go ahead and draft this guy. We'll get the rights to him. But they have them wear the team that drafted them's hats, even though they'll never play for that team. Like Kobe Bryant on draft night, he was drafted by. Have you heard of Kobe Bryant?
Yes, I think everybody has.
Do you know who he was drafted by?
No.
He was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, but he never played for him. But in his hat, he's wearing a Charlotte Hornets on draft night. He got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, so he plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. Makes absolutely no sense at all, but that's the way they do it in the NBA.
No, because why would you draft one if you're not going to play them?
Speaking of the NBA, do you know that the NBA Finals just ended this past week?
You have said something about it.
Do you know who won the NBA Finals? Could you tell me who was in the NBA Finals?
Lakers?
The Lakers didn't make it.
Oh, what's another team? I don't even know any other team.
You just know the Lakers? You don't know any other team?
No.
The Oklahoma City Thunder. Have you heard of them?
No.
Back again. The Oklahoma City Thunder. You heard of them?
No.
They're out of Oklahoma City.
I figured
they used to be in Seattle. They used to be the Seattle Supersonics. Have you heard of them?
No.
They played. Who do you think they beat in the finals?
I have no idea.
The Indiana.
I don't know.
The Indiana Pacers. They beat the Indiana Pacers.
You don't really talk a bunch about that.
Well, I mean, I'm not that big of a fan, but I'll keep up with it a little bit. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander won the MVP. Have you heard of him? Damn it. In Game 7 of the series, so.
I guess they did good.
Yeah, I guess they did good. I mean, it's whatever it is. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander played at Kentucky. He won the MVP this year in the NBA.
So a Kentucky player got the
MVP.
championship?
They got a championship, yeah. All right, now let's switch gears a little bit here. I'm going to ask you a few questions here.
Okay. This one's going to be fun.
All right. I'm going to give you the name of an athlete. You tell me what sport they play.
Okay.
And what position after that.
Okay.
How about we start off kind of simple?
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
He is a quarterback at the Cincinnati Bengals.
There we go. Good job. Look at that.
All right. Better know that if I'm married to you.
T.J. Watt. What sport does T.J. Watt play?
Football.
Yes. What position does T.J. Watt play? And what team does he play for?
Team, I have no idea. I have a feeling it's Bengals, isn't it?
No. No. I'll tell you this, though. My co-host is a huge fan of this team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. What position does T.J. Watt play? What position do you think T.J. Watt would play?
Is he a big guy?
He's a bigger guy, yeah.
What's it? Think quarterback, running back?
No, he's not a running back. He is a defensive end for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But credit for getting him a football player. There we go.
I know I didn't hear him as a baseball or a basketball so far. So.
All right, let's go a little more simpler here again. Son of a. Ta-da, we're back. Psych. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. We're having a little difficulty here, but we're going to push through here. Anyways, so she just guessed T.J. Watt. He plays football. Good job. Good job on that. Now we'll go with, we'll see now if she can guess this next one's here. We're going to go a little bit harder here. Have you heard of Mike Trout? What sport does he play?
He's a baseball.
All right. What team does he play for? What position?
Angels.
He's an Angel. Look at this.
Position. I don't know his position.
He plays outfield, center
Oh,
field
okay.
usually, or disabled list. He's hurt a lot, so
he's one of those.
He's one of those guys. All right. Good job on that one. You got 2 out of 3 there. I mean, that's pretty good. That's
See,
not
I
bad at
know
all.
a little bit. I'm not as clueless as he thinks I
Yeah.
am.
All right. Next one.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Lodolo.
Nick Lodolo. I've heard that. I want to say basketball.
Okay. Basketball.
I put it on.
We're back again. Nick Lodolo. You said he was a basketball player.
Yeah.
Nick Lodolo is not a basketball player. Seems like there's a lot of issues going on with Riverside tonight, so I don't know. Nick Lodolo plays baseball. Do you know who he plays for? What position he is?
Is it one of the teams that I should know?
Yes, you should actually know this team.
It ain't the Reds, is it?
It is the Reds.
Oh.
He's a pitcher for the Reds.
Oh.
Nick Lodolo, big lefty.
Well, I quit really paying attention to the players at the Reds since they got rid.
Here we are back on this one. We'll see how this goes from a different angle. I don't know what's going on. Riverside's not doing so great tonight, doesn't look like. But anyways, here we are. So you stopped paying attention to the Reds since when?
Since they got rid of Joey Votto and Jonathan India and all of them, because they were my favorite players.
Yeah, they got rid of Jonathan India. Who did they get for him? Do you know? They got a pitcher for him.
Yeah, you showed me. Yeah, I don't remember, but you showed me who it was.
Brady Singer.
Yeah, that one.
Pitched the other night. Not doing so bad this year, but I don't know. We'll see how he does the rest of the year. But all right. Got you one right here. Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. Football?
Yes. Who did he – what position was Randy Moss?
What position was Randy Moss? A running back?
No.
No. I don't know very many positions on there.
He was a wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver, and do you know where he went to college?
Kentucky?
Nope. It's close to Kentucky. He went to Marshall. Have you heard of Marshall?
Yeah.
You know where Marshall's at?
No.
West Virginia.
What?
Played in Huntington, West Virginia. That's where that's at. There was a rumor that I guess he was going to go to Morehead State. Anyways, he became one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. So
that's where I've heard that name.
That's where you heard that name. All right. So let's give you another one here. Okay. Have you heard the term throwing a dime? What does that mean? This is a football term. I'll give you that.
Is it where they start to figure out who does the games and puts it up?
Nope, that is the coin toss.
Okay.
Throwing the dime would be like throwing the ball exactly where the wide receiver's at, like a perfect pass, like dropping a dime right into the bread basket right there.
Okay.
No, you don't know what that one is? Okay. Do you know what a shot clock violation is?
A what?
Shot clock violation.
You hold the ball too long?
Yeah. You have so many seconds to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's a violation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got that one right.
Do you know what pass interference is?
Where a player interferes with the pass?
That's correct. Which player would be the one that would be called for a pass interference?
The opposite team. What?
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess it would be the opposite team, but which team? Like, which position usually gets called for that? There's like usually a couple of positions that could be called for that, but what's most common?
I don't even know what sport that's called.
It's football.
Oh, is it football?
It's football.
Okay. Then,
Hold on for a second.
like, wide receiver.
Wide receiver would be
Okay.
one, yes. Wide receiver or a defensive back.
What's defensive back?
Defensive back is the guy that guards the wide receiver. So, yeah, that's that's the ones that could get pass interference. You know what roughing the quarterback is?
That's when they go overboard on the defense part for the quarterback.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that's basically where they rough up the quarterback. They hit him late. They throw a quarterback down to the ground after it's over with, something like that. So that's a rule there. Can you name me some offensive positions in football?
Offensive
Mm-hmm.
quarterback.
There we go.
Running back.
There we go. All right, look at there. There's 2.
Wide receiver.
There's 3.
How many am I supposed to name?
There's 11 players on offense.
Oh, Lord.
But there's only, let's see, 5, 6, 8, about 8 positions.
Okay, how many do I have to name?
Name as many as you can.
That's as many as I can then.
Have you heard of a tight end?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of a left tackle?
Yeah, but I don't know what any of them are.
Left guard?
Yeah, I'm guessing they're on the left
Center?
side. I'm guessing they're in the center.
Right guard?
I'm guessing they're on the right.
Right tackle?
I'm guessing they're on the right.
These
The
are
right
all-
guards guard the quarterback. No?
They all protect the quarterback. They're the linemen. They're the offensive
That's
linemen.
what I'm saying, though. That you
said
got
they
some
guard.
that guard them and then some that tackle the people.
No, the offensive line does not tackle. They block. So they block the defense from tackling the offensive player. You don't tackle on offense unless you throw a pick.
Well, it sounds better.
Do you know what a pick is? What's a pick six?
A play?
Yeah, it is a play. What kind of a play?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Connor says Johnny Bench is a better quarterback than Tucker. What do you think about that?
My son knows better to say it to my face.
Oh, well, so here's another football player.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelce.
Yes, I know him.
Who does he play for?
Chiefs.
What position does he play?
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Tight end.
Tight end.
How do you know Travis Kelce? Is it because of football reasons or is it because of other reasons?
No, because they did a big thing on their mom when they both played. The boys played against each other, and I guess the championship was it?
They played in the Super Bowl, yes.
Yeah, that one. And she had one of those jerseys on that was half one son and the other half the other son. I didn't know until later from the kids that was Taylor Swift's boyfriend.
Yeah.
But I was more like, they did a thing with the mom.
So
That's how I know.
You're more of a Donna Kelce fan than a Travis Kelce fan?
Yeah, pretty much. I like the other one.
Jason Kelce?
Yeah.
Jason Kelce.
Because I watch his wife's podcast thing.
What position did Jason Kelce play?
Tackle.
Center.
Center. Oh.
For what team?
Eagles.
Eagles. What college did those two go to?
Yeah, no idea.
Cincinnati.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were the Bearcats. Not a fan of the Bearcats, I'm not. But, hey, whatever. But, yeah, they played in Cincinnati.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That is pretty neat.
So what's it like being married to a sports fanatic?
All your conversations revolve around sports. And I know more about sports sometimes than I want to. Like, about John Calipari, when all that went on, I knew more about that than I really, really wanted to.
John Calipari. Where did John Calipari go?
Is it a red team?
It's a red team.
There are things, animal. I know they're all animals.
Yeah, it's an animal.
But it's a red one. I can see the thing, but crap. Arizona?
No, close. I was going to say it starts with an A.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Or
as the kids say, Arkansas.
Yeah. I knew it started with an A. It's just I can't remember.
They're the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks,
It's the big old hog.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, so, yeah, he went there. Who's Kentucky's coach? Did we already go over that?
Mark Pope, yeah.
Who's Kentucky's football coach?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's young. They said he was really young.
No, he's not really young. No.
Well, which one was we talking about that's like the youngest football coach?
is not Kentucky's football coach.
I have no idea.
You don't know who Kentucky's football coach is?
No.
He's been there for 13 years.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Mark Stoops. Heard of Mark Stoops?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to punch this thing. Hey.
Back again.
Yeah, back again. So Mark Stoops is the Kentucky football coach. Have you ever heard of Vince Marrow?
No.
We're going to have to cut this one short here. I'm going to ask her one more thing here real quick before we cut it short. But if you like this, let us know. Vince Marrow, once again, you don't know who that is, right? Mm-hmm. He's an assistant coach for Kentucky. He's been there the whole time Mark Stoops has been there. He's Mark Stoops' best friend. A few weeks ago, do you know what Vince Marrow went and done?
What?
He left Kentucky.
And you haven't told me about that.
Oh, I have. You just haven't paid attention. Do you know where he went? Do you know where he went out of all the schools in the country?
He went with, what's his name? I don't know.
He went down the road.
Louisville.
To Louisville, of all places. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? That's bad, isn't it? One of your best friends, and you leave him to go down the road to go against his rival? Who do you think Kentucky's quarterback's going to be this year? You think it'll be Zach Calzada?
Who?
Zach Calzada.
I don't know.
You think Cutter Bowley's got a chance to get in there?
No, I don't know.
Dante Dowdle, you think he'll do pretty good?
You're just throwing names at me, aren't you?
I'm just saying, that's the players that's on there.
No idea.
How do you think Kentucky will do this year in football? What do you think the record will be? They play 12 games. What do you think the record's going to be?
You know, with me in football, who I go for, and it definitely ain't Kentucky.
If you had to make a prediction, though, right here, just to mark it down on this, what's your prediction for Kentucky football? 12 games.
12 games. So, I don't know. 6 and whatever 6? The rest of it.
You think they'll go 6-6?
Sure, we'll go with that.
6-6. I would take 6-6 this year. I think they'll go 5-7. And miss a bowl game. Well, I'm hoping yours is right. 6-6 is good because if they go 6-6, they make a bowl game. But like I said, Riverside, I guess, is having issues tonight. So thanks for that, Riverside. I'm Brent. Of course, this is Yelling from the Couch. It's my wife, Katie. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It was fun while it lasted. As long as we was on here, it was fun.
Yes.
But the drop-offs were crazy. But anyways, we'll catch you all in the next one, and might bring her back, and we may start previewing some NFL or something coming up, huh?
Yeah. See what I know about it.
See what she knows about it, yeah. Maybe she'll predict the Bengals record next time and see what she's got there.
I did pretty good on some betting thingies.
Yeah, she did. She put in some of her own bets last year on DraftKings and FanDuel and all of them, so we'll see. We'll see what she can do, but until next time, we'll see you all later.
Bye.